Up guys, Frugal BC bringing you some news from Decipher. Now, just to be clear, I'm not actually there at Decipher, but we're going to talk about that. I kind of went through and gathered all the news that came from it, so we're going to dive into that on today's Frugal BC. By the way, guys, if you like this content, please hit the like and subscribe button. As I say, you don't have to smash it. You can just press it gently. We're on our way to 5,000. Thanks to everyone who's subscribed so far. Let's get all the way there to 5,000 subscribers. Okay, guys. And some of you watched this video before everybody because you became a channel member. That's right. We have channel memberships for only $1, and that gives you early access to the videos. Sometimes it's only an hour. Sometimes it's like a full, almost the night before. So sign up today, helps grow the channel. YouTube really looks at memberships, so that's why I set a $1 tier. It's really cheap, and you can support the channel and Algorand. By the way, we are sponsored by Non-Fungible Domains, which was at Decipher, as was Fractal Monsters. Non-Fungible Domains is a great way to take that Algorand address, all those letters and numbers, and turn them into a .algo address. It could be your name .algo. Mine's frugalbc.algo. You can check that out in the description below. They got vaults and segments, very helpful things to have. Also, we are brought to you by Fractal Monsters, a play-to-earn game on the Algorand blockchain. It's kind of like a mix between Tamagotchi and Pokemon, and they just released a new 3D model, kind of hinting at what's to come. So very cool stuff. I'll probably cover that in an upcoming video. So be sure to check that out. Check out both of our sponsors in the description below. But now let's get to this Decipher news. Now, just to take the cat out of the bag here. I was not at Decipher this year. I was in 2022 in Dubai. It was an arduous trip, but I think I had a lot of fun, and I ended up having the #1 Algorand video on YouTube for my coverage Decipher at Decipher. I think it was the day 2 video. It might have been the day 1 video. I'm not sure. I don't remember which one. Oh yeah, it was the first full day, I believe that one did it. And the reasons why I didn't go, and I don't want to belabor this too much, because we got some really big news, by the way. Stay tuned to the end because we're going to talk about the Algorand MasterCard connection. Yeah, and it's pretty cool. And Pera wallet is involved in that too. So we'll dig into that, along with stuff like you can send ASAs without opt-ins, what's going to replace Wallet Connect. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff coming up. But the reasons I didn't go is, one, it was a really bad time of year to go. The last one was like probably the best time of the year for me to possibly do something like this. This one was the absolute worst when I'm at my most busiest of the year in all the things that I do. That plus the expense, actually the plane ticket to Barcelona would have been quite a bit more expensive than the one to Dubai. I think it's mostly because of the time of the year. So that, and also last time I actually had a sponsor that covered a good chunk of the trip, because otherwise I don't know if I would have went in 2022 either. That really helped out a lot. So yeah, that's basically it. That's the reasons why I didn't attend. But I will say that I was a little surprised that I had to really go digging for the alpha, and I'm kind of surprised that people weren't shouting this stuff out more, to be honest. I saw most of my feed was filled with pictures of people hanging out, which is fine and that's fun. But when I went in 2022, I mean, I looked at it as I was there to work first and foremost, and I did my best to get the alpha out. So, well, that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna get you this alpha. So let's dive into our first story, which is the first money market fund has arrived on Algorand. This is directly from the Algorand Foundation, so breaking from Decipher 2024, the first tokenized money market fund has arrived on Algorand. Archax and Aberdeen money market fund, accessible and transferable on Algorand using Quanto's EURD electronic money token. So these guys have done a lot of stuff with HBAR as well. We've covered it, but now they're doing this with Algorand too. What does this mean? The future of finance is truly instant, all via Algorand's institutional grade quantum secure blockchain. That's pretty cool. Gnarly Quinn says I can put Algorand against any major coin and prove it was probably worth the investment of the last 4 years. And he's putting it against Maddox, Sol, ETH. Yeah, I'll dispute that claim. I definitely dispute that claim. Yeah, that's really strange. Why are you're not showing Algorand in that? That's really bizarre. So that's one. This one came right from Michael Jordan, otherwise known as @AlgoFamily on Twitter. He said, "Oh my God, you don't even know what I just saw. Send any ASA to any wallet without the end user opting in beforehand. The receiver can accept or reject the transfer at their convenience. Coming very soon to all Algorand wallets, ARC59. It's very cool. So this has been kind of a contention in the Algorand world, because Algorand has opt-in, which means you have to go physically opt into the ASA that's coming, which is kind of a pain in the butt. Like usually you got to go try to find the ID number and then enter the ID number. Sometimes you can successfully search for it by name, but then you have to be careful because there's some fake ones out there. So people say, well, the other option, of course, is to have it no opt-in, and you just have stuff coming in. You just get flooded with junk in your wallet. No one wants that either. This is nice because you'll be able to accept or reject. So someone can just send it to you. You can say, yeah, I'll take that. Okay, accept. Oh, I don't want this junk. Reverse. It might lead to a number of things where you get like 400 of these things and you're just like, oh God, what a pain in the butt. But overall, I think this is probably the best option here. So this is good news. This is really big news. This is Michael Jordan broke some news here. Good for him. That's really awesome. Speaking of Michael Jordan, he's got some pretty big news about Algorand and Walmart gift cards. Let's see what this is all about. MJ says, what did I just hear? Disaster relief in multiple states, possibly using Walmart gift cards on Algorand wheels. I'll have to watch this replay. That's really, really interesting. Nice little hint there. I guess we're going to have to look deeper into that, but definitely going to be keeping an eye on that. And by the way, something that came up that I want to kind of point out is I heard a lot of criticism of bigger crypto organizations not covering this. Well, I'll tell you, when I went in 2022, there was almost no consideration given to being a YouTuber that covers this space. I saw that they had an interview room. It looks like AJ Writes Crypto is taking advantage of. They did not have that last year. I'm glad they added that. That was a good move. But also, even when I asked about the way they positioned it, it sounded like it was only for developers. And when I asked Fred Estante about it, he said, oh, we're trying something different this year. Now, it looks pretty clear that from some of the people that went that you didn't have to be a developer, but like I thought it was really odd to not say, no, anyone's welcome, because clearly a bunch of people who weren't developers were able to go. So, and you did have to apply, by the way. You couldn't just get in. Clearly they let people in that weren't just developers, but I think that's a really odd way to do it. And I just wonder if they actually reached out to some of these journalists and invited them. It would have made sense to invite some of the bigger organizations such as Coinbase, or I'm sorry, Cointelegraph, or whatever, whichever one, the block, or, any one of these. I don't know. Maybe they did. I don't know that they did, but I would want to know that information before I critiqued it. We got more alpha, but I just thought this looked really cool. There was nothing like this in Dubai, although there was pretty cool stuff in Dubai. I do want to be clear. There was some nice visuals and stuff. There was the Formula E racing sim that was kind of cool. This looks pretty neat. There's some cool visuals last year, and last year it was in the world's only 7-star resort, so there's a lot of rich people around. None of them looked very happy either. And then, by the way, this is from D13, who's a pretty notable person in the space, and apparently he works for the foundation now, which I think is kind of interesting. That one's just for fun. This one I think is a much bigger deal. Martin's further elaborated on the issues with Wallet Connect. Any application on Wallet needs to ask permission from Wallet Connect to enhance features, and often with the new cloud setup, register for whitelisting. They are willing to blacklist certain regions due to geopolitical reasons. Liquid Auth aims to eliminate these restrictions by providing a decentralized, permissionless alternative. And John Woods had tweeted out too. He said, "Bye Wallet Connect." So this is big stuff. This is definitely a move towards decentralization. The whole Web3 space signals immaturity to big integrators when they have to trust a non-open protocol, even if implementations are open source for the flow of information. Soon, Algorand will be the only truly permissionless DLT, and that's big stuff. I think this is a good piece of news. I don't know if this specifically came out of Decipher or just came out at around the same time, but it's definitely great news. I think this is the kind of stuff like I get excited about that doesn't really move the price needle at all, but this is really important stuff. Here's a list of hot Decipher announcements, and let's see what the first digital tokenized money market fund. We talked about that. USDC on Coinbase via Algorand rails. Actually, I think that came out before. I believe that came out before Decipher, but I could be wrong about that. Seemed like that came out earlier in the week that we learned about that. MasterCard comes to Pera. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about that. The Liquid Auth, we just covered that. Humanitarian Council, UNDP, Circle, World Pay Global, aid delivery with Algorand blockchain. That's through the Care Wallet, unless this is talking about something different. But the Care Wallet, which is apparently through a partnership with St. Vincent de Paul, I saw. I think that's pretty cool. Pharma giant GSK using Algorand blockchain. That's very cool. 135,000. I don't know what that is. Yeah, this is a good example of like Algorand stuff, just assuming everybody knows what you're talking about. It seems to have something to do with the CO2, so carbon contract. You know, Hedera does a lot of this stuff with carbon credits and that. Anyway, yeah, so some quick little hits, but let's get to that MasterCard stuff. I think this is one of the bigger ones, and like every time I even think about this stuff, I already know the comments are going to be like, oh, it's not a real partnership. Oh, but this sounds like really, really cool. So let's look. Let's see if I can get the... Bad, there's no subtitles, I wish. A couple of months, wow. Yeah, the idea apparently is that you'll be able to hook up your debit card through MasterCard through your Pera wallet and be able to make payments with Pera wallet. That's probably the biggest news of Decipher, I think. I think that stuff is a really big deal. That's the stuff I get excited about. Crypto actually being used in the real world. I think that's the biggest, most important stuff. You know, price, everyone talks about price, and I get it. We're investors, we want to invest in something, and you want the price to go up. It makes sense. And I know frustration everyone has right now is that the real world technology hasn't been adding up to price. I know that's frustrating for people, but I think in the long run, this stuff will win out. So anyway, hope you got some stuff out of that. I hope that was a nice little summary of some of the biggest news at Decipher. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. I hope you're all doing well out there, and I will see you in the future.